was decent.
3, 2, 1, go! Alright, my controls are fixed. Everything's fine. I think what happened is I held the crouch button right as I entered the elevator, and then I alt-tabbed, and then it just infinitely sent crouching things. We're not perfectly on time, I'm sorry. I'll go fast. I'll speed up. But yeah, so St. Hazel's Horsepital, you play as Hazel, your buddy is a horse that's part bed, I'm pretty sure, and they're in the Horsepital, and you're coming to save them because for some reason there's doctors here that have pitchforks, and they're chasing after you. The beginning of this game, well, okay, the beginning of the game for speed running is completely normal. Not completely normal, really, but as you're seeing, as we walk around, the way of moving is to crouch and uncrouch, which gives you a little speed boost, which is really important because you're not supposed to be able to go, you're not supposed to be able to like speed past those guys or like make that cycle at all. Like they're supposed to be, you're supposed to do some other wackiness to get around it, but no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to crouch a whole bunch. It's great times. It is funny, when the devs heard that I was running this game, the range of reactions was from, oh, that's cool, to, why are you playing this game? Which is fair and completely reasonable. What is this? This is St. Hazel's Horsepital. It's great. You're supposed to talk with him, but I'd rather not talk with him, so we're just going to restart the level, and he just disappears, so that's good. So that guy wants us to bring something to him. I think it's his teeth. Yeah, he wants us to bring his teeth to him. So we're gonna go grab his teeth, and we are going to chuck those at him right now. Hopefully this guy doesn't grab us, because that'll be sad. All right, so we're gonna give him his teeth. And nothing weird's gonna happen at all. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. So Hazel's having a flashback, as expected. This is Frida, very important character. Make sure to take notes. There'll be a quiz at the end of this about all the characters. Don't worry about the fact that my game's frozen. It's just my computer. Everything's okay. Oh, there's a guy there. I didn't actually notice that. I thought he was actually a piece of grass. Apparently he's not. What is he doing? So yeah, this is Buddy. Buddy's also in the war flashback. The fastest way to push Buddy is to just go on the other side of him and just crouch and uncrouch and just use your head and just knock him forward. And now, not Hazel, Frida wants to do a magic trick with a grenade, so obviously the only thing we can do is just throw it at her. And she's just like, wait a second, why is the pin missing from this? And of course, it's a beautiful magic trick. Good times. But yeah, so that was that was the Vietnam flashback of the game. The game only goes up from here, don't worry about it. Good times. All right, so this is where the game starts to do some wacky stuff. So there's this hallway over here that you're supposed to go through because that's how the game's supposed to go, but you have to turn those cameras off. But what if we just don't turn the cameras off? I think that's probably a little bit faster, so let's do that. So we're gonna go into this corner. We're gonna go into this corner. Or a little bit farther in the corner, Hazel, if that's all right. No, Hazel, put that hand down. Uff, whatever. Anyways. I know how to do horse speedruns. I don't know horse anatomy, okay? We're gonna go in this corner. Hazel. Hazel, go in the corner. Hazel. Hazel, you are not listening. Okay, thank you, Hazel. Appreciate that. Cool. All right, so we're just gonna go in the corner, and we become part of the void. If you remember Yano's Celestial Elephants, it's basically the same exact thing. Just enter the void. When you enter the void, you're, as you can see, like especially when you walk, you are a little broken. Stuff doesn't work how it's supposed to. Your body kind of turns into a torpedo. No, it's not really. Not good. We have fire extinguishers now. We're not going to really use them during the run, but they're kind of fun. I don't know why that guy saw me, but he did, so. We're going to do some stealth here, and that's it. That's all the stealth for the entire game. Cool. So there's this guy here, and if you just crouch and uncrouch, you also got to go into the void again. Is this more broken than normal? Yes, this is actually. This is surprisingly not the intended way to do these things. The cycles are actually really tight on this level, so you have to restart it because a little dialogue at the beginning actually throws the cycle off enough where this doesn't go the way it's supposed to. So what you want to do is you want to kill that guy in front of the other person so that they run over to them to try to revive them. And then right as they try to revive them, you distract them by walking in front of them so they don't revive them. Then you bring this thing over here, grab this, walk over to here, and you're good to go. And you give her teeth and she gives you a key card. For some reason, during this cutscene, your tongue just disappears, so you're just not grabbing this key card, it's just floating next to you. The devs intentionally made it where you crouch, and uncrouch you go faster, because they actually did speedruns of their own game. They actually have like a 25-minute time, so they have like a pretty good time. The devs are good at their speedrun of their own game. Whoops, I forgot to restart. Again, so the cycles are messed up a little bit because of the dialogue at the beginning. Oops. I had my camera angle jacked up there, so I couldn't really tell when the camera was... There we go, cool. So I'm just gonna bring this with us. Again, no reason to bring this fire extinguisher with us. I like the plume effect it does. But you usually knock guards out with it. But this... Oh no, that's not good. I was about to say the timing for this level is really tight, and then I messed up the timing for it. So we're just gonna do whatever happens. Oh yeah, this camera right here, we have to... Oh, okay, that didn't work. We almost got all the way through. Unfortunately, we just gonna sit here in this bush and they will forget about our entire existence. But we also have to wait for this camera to stop looking at us. Whenever that happens. All right, cool, thanks, bye. When the camera sees you, the door in front of the elevator closes. So we can't really let that happen. So we have to wait a little bit, or else the door would just shut again. All right, so we found Buddy, but unfortunately we got stabbed by a pitchfork, which will not impede Hazel in any sort of way because Hazel's an alien, not a horse, despite the title. Hazel's most definitely an alien. But yeah, so now we're going to the next part, which is the basement, but it's called the basement. It's not a basement, it's a dungeon. Everybody knows it. From the second you see it, you will know this is a dungeon. This is not a basement at all. Okay, cool. So anyways, so we're gonna continue. We're gonna do a skip that saves 0 seconds. You guys ready for it? Amazing. Walls, they don't exist. This game, so despite me saying that, this game is actually like really solid in pretty much every other level. It's really hard to get out of bounds. In most like levels, it's really hard actually to get out of bounds. I've just spent way too much time looking for skips in this game in places, and there's definitely some out of bounds you can do that are not consistent enough and don't save enough time. I did find one yesterday that might work, but it's nowhere near consistent enough. Yeah. Stairs are very hard. So the cycle for this is pretty tight, which is bad because grabbing that key, sometimes you just grab a completely different object other than that. You need to find the... Yeah, walls are kind of optional in speedruns in general. This is actually a really hard section. I'm gonna just go for the normal strat for it and not try to do a safety strat because, I mean, why not? I mean, we're fine. We're fine. This entire other part of this run's been going well. There we go. So like cutting between those two guys is really hard. And if you mess it up, they all fight you and you just die. We've not gotten any fights yet, but if you get into a fight, you're pretty much dead. Hazel is not a fighter at all, even though Hazel served in Vietnam apparently. But yeah, so we did it. We didn't mess that up. That's definitely killed a billion runs, not being able to do that. Simple, that's not even simple. Cutting between those two guys is... Hazel controls like a... I don't even know. Truck is not a correct word for that. Truck might be a little bit too generous. Hazel does what Hazel wants to do, and you're kind of just along for the ride. Hey, it's Toilet Jimbo from before. That's his name, by the way. I didn't even mention that. He wants us to go meet him again, but we need to like unlock the door. We actually have to go unlock the door. We can't just ignore the door or like go through a wall. It's unfortunate. It's really a shame. I actually chucked a torch towards myself. That was very optimal. I didn't even mean to do that. So we have a very cycle-based area here. These trapdoors definitely won't open later on. They're just there for aesthetics. They just really like trapdoors and random stone floor. Ooh, I almost walked off the edge there. So, something I haven't mentioned yet. If you walk off the edge at all, like if your pinky toe, which Hazel doesn't have, if half of your hoof like goes off the edge in this game, your entire body loses collision with the entire map and you just fall through to your death. So if I ever step anywhere close to an edge, I will be falling off and dying and starting at the very beginning of the level. So we're not going to do that because that's a little not fun. And we're all here for fun and excitement and horses. Now that we have gotten through this basement slash dungeon section, we're going to go talk with Toilet Jimbo. It's not going to be a Vietnam flashback, don't worry guys. It's going to be a little bit more normal than that. Hazel's still going to do the weird eye thing, sorry about that. Sorry you guys have to see that. But I mean, if I have to see it, you guys have to see it. And we're going to go to Earth's orbit because, as I said before, Hazel's obviously an alien, so they're going to go into space. Just how it goes. And it's Frida. None of their helmets, like, they all have gaps at the bottom, so I have no clue what their helmets are doing. And just spinning around forever. Good times. There we go, I get to see the tongue. Good stuff. All right, now we're gonna go to a witch cult. Okay, now it says dungeons. Apparently we were in the basement before, but now we're in the dungeons. Hazel has unfortunately still not figured out staircases, but that's okay. We do not hold that against her. So we are going to give them these strange ancient relics. So we have a car. We have a gear. And the third item, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the third relic is in fact a pill bottle. Oop, can't grab it. It's impossible to grab. No one's actually ever done that before. But yeah, there we go. And now that we've collected these relics, we can now mind control this guy, and his head turns into a horse when you're mind controlling him for some reason. Don't worry if you didn't get to see that. We'll be seeing a lot more of that for the rest of the run. All right, so we see the mind control. Good times. We have to talk with this guy actually, because if we don't talk with him, the muffin doesn't spawn, and the muffin spawn is very important, of course. We need to grab this muffin here and feed Hungry Harris, or else Hungry Harris will not distract this guard over here. Mind-controlled dude. Also, when you're mind-controlling someone, for some reason you just don't have gravity, you just don't fall. So you can just walk across there. I don't know why. It's weird times. I don't know if the devs actually know why that happens or doesn't happen. There's some very weird stuff in this level. This level is a lot of weird things. We get to stay in it for just a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, we can leave. For some reason, you can't go out the door as the mind-controlled person, though. Or otherwise, you could just walk straight to the door. Alright, this is Scary Terry. We saw him for a little bit before, but he's going to chase after us, and he's very dangerous, so we do not want to interact with him in any sort of way. If he gets anywhere near us, we will just instantly melt. You definitely cannot just go over here, and he's going to give you a little nudge. A little poke. A little boop. All right, cool. So breaks it open for us, and now we have to light these torch thingies, braziers, whatever how do you call them? Light stand thingies. And then we're just gonna go to the exit, and there goes. This is the last time we see Scary Terry, so hopefully you enjoyed it. That's another $1 for the jar. Sorry. No code for actions like, well, the thing is that when you're mind controlling them, there's one pit in that same exact level that you can fall down in. Just one pit, only one of them. So they can fall, they just choose not to. All right, we're in the glue factory. I forgot to ask you guys what you thought the last level is. Last level is glue factory. Of course it is. Fun fact, as confirmed by the developers, in this universe, horses make normal glue and unicorns make super glue. Fact. It's confirmed by the developers, so it has to be true. So there's a Trojan horse here, but Hazel has no grip on ancient history. So instead, Hazel just goes through the front door like well, actually, that wasn't the front door, that was a wall, but whatever. All right. So we're gonna grab Hazel's credit card here and use it to buy the door DLC and get out through here. This room's also really broken. If you grab one of these boxes as they go out, one of these little chutes on the side, it'll launch you out of bounds because it'll try to come back to you. And then you'll be out of bounds, but your legs will be broken, and not like in the normal way where it's funny and like your legs are like sticking in the wrong direction. In the way where you just like you can't sprint around places. You like walk at the slowest pace ever. It's really weird. This game's there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, so this level, if you saw before, there's this big hallway shooting fire down it, which if you run down it right now, it just kills you. You just brutally die. But if you turn off one of the flamethrower things and then you do these little dashes, you can just barely make it through. You can even see during the cutscene my health is going down. So I had to really quickly end the cutscene. I mean, I guess Hazel had a high enough credit score to somehow finance a rocket. So Hazel probably is doing pretty well. All right, so we now get to mind control our friend again because it's been like, you know, like 2 minutes since we mind controlled our friend. I agree. My dogs would like to make a special appearance on the stream. We need to give him the mind control helmet, but unfortunately the mind control helmet does what it wants to do, and what it wants to do is not actually go into that chute. Oh yeah, I love horse puns. We're here. Okay, so now we're mind controlling our friends so they can... Ooh, I don't know why I just knocked that fire extinguisher down, but that was very nice. That will be not helpful at all. But it's the thought that counts. There's also a unicorn poster there, which proves the theory that super glue is made from unicorns. Thank you for my TED Talk. You're actually supposed to set these flamethrowers on so that it kills these guys, but you can just walk by them. I mean, if you guys don't like horse puns, you probably have to saddle up because it's my main source of amusement when I have nothing else to say during the stream. So we need to get a box to Hazel because Hazel needs a box to put on the pressure plate. So what we can do is, oh, I didn't do it. Well, that's unfortunate. We're just gonna chuck this in here too then. We have nothing better to do. You can grab the box as it's falling through. And actually, you know what? We got some time. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna, no, go this way. There you go, go in the pit. There you go, they fall in the pit. Don't worry, we'll see them in a second. Once you put them in the pit, they keep trying to go back to where they were before, but unfortunately where they were before is on the other side of the pit, so they just keep walking to the pit, and they're just stuck there forever. For the rest of their life, they're walking in the pit. I cannot get through here. Hazel's credit card is too big. Why? I don't understand. It's really confusing. Anyways, all right. Go back to mind controlling a friend. Get Hazel's credit card and buy our way through the door. Please? Thank you. That, for some reason, that key card, there they go still. Stuck there forever. Very sad. All right, so we have a very difficult puzzle here. We have to press the switch at the right time. If you press it at the wrong time, you die. I don't know what happens if you send 2 boxes, actually. I don't think there's enough time to send 2 boxes. There goes Hazel, by the way. Hazel just disappeared. Okay, nothing happens if you send 2 boxes, I guess. Cool. Good times. All right, so this is the final cutscene. It's actually the most normal out of all of them, but it's not normal because it's a Horsepital cutscene. So Frida's going up to get an apple for Buddy, but Hazel has a more brute force approach, which is to clip inside of it and become the tree. Unfortunately, we do not get to play with the tree on our head, because that would be fun. We're not going to do that. Can't do it. We do get to wear a hat, though, for this next level. It's a nice no-clip. This run is invalid because I obviously use a no-clip. Alright, so Frida becomes evil while T-posing as well. Frida's only stance, I believe, is T-posing, so it's alright. All right, cool. So we get a protective headpiece, which is this lovely hat. We actually have a really tough skip here. So what we need to do is we need to put boxes into this grinder, which makes a plank come out. But instead of making it go all the way through how it's supposed to go, you can launch a box with some weird collision to make it not go all the way around. And what I mean by that is, you'll see it in a second. What the box would have had to do is go all the way through all these different flamethrowers. And after going through all these different flamethrowers, it would have to then go through a second time like it is right now. But instead of doing that, you can just launch it straight into it, and you cut off like half the time you have to spend on this level, which going through the grinder takes forever. It's really long wait. And we just gotta leave. All right. That's the last really hard skip of the run, thankfully. So, good times. We do have some fun stuff to do on this level to not be a potato and survive and all that. So we'll be doing that in just a second once my game loads, but unfortunately, there we go. There's always a moment of suspense, wondering if my computer is finally gonna give way and just collapse under its own weight, I believe. Just ready to go. All right, we're gonna see how many of these different things we can grab while we're going. So we're gonna grab this chair, run over here. Oop, get stuck on that. That's very important to get stuck on that. If you don't get stuck on that, you're not doing it right. And then also try to push this chair along with us as well. Because we need to put 3 different things in the grinder over here. We need to put something made out of metal, which is this thing that we're pushing. We need to put something made out of plastic, which is the chair. And then something made out of wood, which is also another chair. But then I missed it somehow. I was really too strong, I guess? I don't know. Sometimes the things will also get stuck in the grinder or do some other weirdness. For some reason, so nowhere else in the entire game can you use traffic cones or other weird things for like pressure plates, but for this one point in the entire run, we can do it. And I don't know why I did it, because they can roll off and then you get stuck in that room and you have to redo it. So don't do that. My advice is to not do the things I do. We're just gonna waddle our way across here and get into this room over here. Pretty much this entire level is go to the 3 different corners of the level, hit a switch, and then leave. And then after this level, we actually have the final boss of the game, the one and only boss of the game. Feel free to guess who you think the boss is gonna be. There's an endless amount of possibilities. Could be anyone. It could be any of the 3, 4, or 5 characters that we've potentially introduced this entire time. There's only so many choices. You have a very good shot of getting it correct. The boss is a horse. What a controversial yet brave choice of you. You actually don't want to mash there like I just did, because if you do that, you can accidentally close the door. Like if you can press the switch again for some reason and close the door, even though there's no reason anyone would want to do that. Yeah, we're getting to the end here. Jump out of your screen. It's just like a horror game. Yeah, the last 3 minutes of this game are just like gonna be a horror game. Just frighten everyone. All right, cool. So we are to the boss. We get to see if anyone's predictions were correct. Also, there's just a light floating out in the ether over there. I don't know why. It's really hard to see, but there's a little tiny light over there. Is it still there? No, it's not. It's gone. It was a magic trick. Good times. All right, so the final boss of this entire video game is Mojo Jojo and Mojo Jojo buddy horse mechanical thing. So if you guessed that exact sequence of words that I just said, then you are correct. Anything else, I'm sorry, but you were not. I don't know why I grabbed a traffic cone, but I have one now. Oh, never mind, it disappeared. Okay, I do not have a traffic cone. So this entire boss fight is to confuse Buddy into breaking these support beams, which is unsurprisingly not very hard to do. And then just not dying. If you got it wrong, I'm sorry. You're legally obligated by taking part in this guessing game to now donate $2,000 to charity. And that is time. Sorry, I gave like 0 forewarning that the game was about to end. That boss fight is not very long. But yeah, so in the end, we all learned that friendship is the most powerful thing. Oh, you're on, okay. I was just trying to make sure you were paying attention. Perfect. 24:24 is a really good time, actually. So yeah, so that is St. Hazel's Horsepital. I have one more run. I have Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. So if that title at all interests you, it's like 4 minutes long. You'll enjoy it. You'll love it. It'll be great. We'll be back in just a second to go do that.